Okay, we're here with Ben Moore. So, mate, I've had the pleasure of actually staying with you through nationals, and I must admit, what an experience! It was actually a whole lot of fun. I hadn't met you before. We had spoken quite a bit beforehand, and everyone at home, you know how pool is. You're sort of friends with the same friend circles, and then you meet people and you get to know them as you go away on trips and things like that. So I'm glad I did. So, it's been really fun. And yeah, it's good to see you down here at the IPA event, which is great. You actually have mentioned that you weren't sure you were going to make it. So, talk to me. How have you gone here and about getting here? Because you're actually already here a few days before everyone else. So,
Yeah, so basically, I seen it pop up and Mark sent me a message about it. So I went, yeah, right, yeah, we'll give it a crack. I went in the amateurs because I'm probably the main one to come through in the amateurs, I reckon.
Yep.
We'll make it up there.
However, in saying that, at the Nationals in Geelong in March, you played really well, and you certainly stepped up to the plate against a lot of really good players. Not to say that you aren't yourself. It was just back home, I suppose Warrnambool. There's we did get a tiered event from Bro in terms of Bro was the best, and then there was probably Justin Allen somewhere down there, and really that was the only people he was sort of saying was good in Warrnambool. So it's good to get some exposure, especially out in these events.
Especially, like, I've only been playing 5 years now myself, and it was only coincidence that I got in the game. I filled in one night and sort of got stuck on it, but no, it's been great. Like, Mark's put together an absolutely fantastic event here, and I'll give him credit with that. We come down on Thursday because when we got the first release, I got the Airbnb, and we thought, oh yeah, if we're going to be down here Friday morning playing, well, we ended up driving to Geelong, picking up tables, hanging lights, cutting the shit out of my hands, and running around, and then come into the event on Friday night, and I managed to land a walkover in the first round, so that was a 7-zip win without even playing, and then got back on the table at 10:30 against Neil Jamison.
Yes.
So I managed.
Yes, old man Jamo.
Yep. So I managed to get Jamo at 7-3, I reckon it was, which put me through to the round 3 today, which I played with Steve Halliday.
Yep. Steve Halliday. Yep.
Which he is a very good player and didn't
Yep.
give me
Very
many
very
chances.
experienced player.
Yep. Didn't give me very many chances, and if he did, I had to take him. So he ended up beating me 5-7 his way. So
Well, that's actually not too bad. That's still a little bit of fight in that too. So. Yeah. It's those types of frames, and these tables are notorious for it. Where and really on any table, but a lot of people would have gone through it as well. Where one particular game, one black, one shot could have changed the entire outcome. We all know that, and that's the sort of stuff that beats you up. Did you have one of those moments?
I've had a fair few over the event, and when I was playing with Steve, he had the same too. So I took a couple of frames off him that he definitely should have had, but made a mistake, and I capitalised on it and got through, and then I've done the same thing towards him. So, and then he got through, but yeah, I think he would have been the standout player in the match, but I managed to cut in and get there and hold my own for a while. So, which I was happy with.
Well, you have to be, and this is what you take away from these sorts of things. Like, there's always going to be several players that can win these things, and there are so many reasons why they don't. Whether it's personal, it could be things at home, it could be just essentially the table itself. We speak about the mental fortitude about this game as well, and highly emotional too. And when you are in those positions, you got to try and and certainly I'm guilty of this, but you sort of sit there and go, well, what led up to this? Like, why am I losing? It's what part of all of this is not connecting. So that side of it. How have you found that for yourself personally?
I sort of come into this event. Going back a couple of weeks ago, I started having a bit of a bad run. I think I just played way too much pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a little bit of burnout. We all been there.
Yep, and coming into this event, I was sort of down on myself and not feeling the best, but then had a bit of a week off before we come down and then started playing here and starting to feel very good about myself. And so there was a few shots where I passed off and just sort of let that go and kept it going. So I just found that you have to try and let go of it if you can. No point getting angry because then you just make more and more and you just want to give up. So
yeah, and that's the tricky part. That becomes the hard part of how do you let those things go. But it sounds like you've had a pretty good tournament so far. Is there anyone who hasn't that you know of?
Probably Jethro. Jethro come down with me.
Jethro?
Yeah, Jethro Cyril. You know who you are. He come down. He's probably in our team down home. He's one of the top dogs. So, and I reckon he had a pretty hard first round. I'll give him that. But I've seen a few shots that he missed and a few ones that he shouldn't have. So,
Yep. Was that a streamed match? Are these some of those shots we can watch? Oh, Jethro.
unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
So we can just remind him. What was one of those shots?
Which one? There was a couple there that I seen that was exaggerated with spin, but we'll yeah.
That's all right, Jethro. I'll give you a chance to pick on him later.
So hopefully he's got nothing on me that's too bad.
Oh mate, there's plenty. There'll be plenty, I'm sure.
Actually, I'll dob myself in before he does. Our toilet in the Airbnb has a little washer thing. I call it.
Keep it PG.
Keep it the dot washer. Well, I walked into the toilet wondering what it was, stood over the bowl, turned it on, and I got shot in the face with it. So, I haven't been able to try it yet, but Jethro has.
Good old Jethro. There is a lot less mystery in the room now, which probably could have kept. But on that, do you know who you're playing next? Or we've probably got a few hours gap. Who are you playing next?
So my next event, Sam said, was Pro-Am, which I got Bronte Duncan.
Yep.
So,
I actually don't know too much about Bronte. I've heard his name around a few times, and I don't know too much about his game. I don't know too much about the fella. I'd love to. I will get an interview with Bronte as well. Have you watched him play? Do you know much about him?
No, I don't. I'm sort of coming into this one, I suppose, green as well, and don't know how he plays or how I should play, but I'm sure after 2 or 3 frames we'll work each other out, and it can go either way, I suppose.
Yep.
Just depends on how it lays.
Good. All right. Well, tell me something your mum doesn't know. PG, please, because I know what you're like.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think something that's suitable, and I don't really have much.
That's all right. Mum doesn't need to know then. We'll leave it at that. But good luck with the rest of your matches. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll see you out there. Cool. Beautiful. Thanks, mate.